Well, good morning from a sunny but chilly Orange Beach. One place it's probably not going to be sunny today, inside or outside, is Dallas, Texas, where the forecast is for, I think, 40 degrees and cloudy. And as anybody in the industry probably has already heard, Southwest Airlines is expected to lay off 1,700 or so, about 15% of its workforce, primarily, if not solely, from headquarters or leadership type roles, even people who might be based elsewhere or remote. What I want to talk about today isn't whether they should or shouldn't do this. That's not the point, but really, what is the so what for airports? Southwest stated goal is by 2027 to achieve a 10% operating margin. In 2024, that number was around 1 and a fraction percent. And that difference on $27 billion in revenue, which Southwest was in 2024, is about $2.4 billion, where they made about $300 million in profit last year. So they need to make about $2.7 billion in profit, in operating profit, to have a 10% margin on $27 billion in revenue. So they're $2.4 billion short. These savings from these cuts that are being announced to the employees today are projected to be $300 million per year by 2026. So that still leaves a gap of $2.1 billion to profitability, assuming that their revenues stay flat. Southwest's problem isn't just that it had hired too many people recently for its revenues and its profitability. The real problem is that its network no longer works. Despite flying the most domestic passengers of any airline in the U.S. So whether it's a combination of product or how the network's deployed, or hubbing or lack thereof, or insufficient connecting traffic, or anything else, the bottom line is they have a $2.1 billion gap to close, and there's no way they're going to close this, in our view, without significant changes to how their network operates. So for the four largest U.S. carriers, American, Delta, United, Southwest, here's a listing by carrier of, for the last 8 quarters ending the third quarter of 2024, according to DOT data, as we analyzed it through our Epic Route Profitability tool, a complete list of hub airports by airline that met or exceeded a 10% segment margin for those 8 quarters. For American, those airports were DFW, Miami, Philadelphia, and Phoenix. For Delta, those airports were Atlanta, Detroit, Minneapolis, St. Paul. For United, those airports were Denver, LAX, and SFO. For Southwest, the complete list among its top 18 airports above 100 flights a day that for the last 8 quarters hit or exceeded 10% segment margin, that complete listing is, that's right, none of them. Sacramento's close. Nothing else is really all that close. So the problem for Southwest is that it doesn't really make any money anywhere, and that's a sign of a network that doesn't work. So airports that have Southwest as a partner currently need to be prepared for massive changes, we think, to Southwest network. Not every airport that is a major airport for Southwest, we think, will maintain that status, and some that have lots of different service to different airports may see that portfolio change, and somewhere in there, there's probably a winner. We just don't know what it is. So for airports that are partners of Southwest, be prepared for significant changes to your network in the very near future in order for Southwest to try to find a way to leverage its position as the largest U.S. domestic carrier into something that resembles sustainable profitability at or above a 10% operating margin basis. Love to hear what you think, and thanks for tuning in.